Hey going guys, Steve here from Australian 4x4 Adventures. I'm not sure if I regret selling my Engel fridge for the MyCoolman fridge. Like, this thing's big and it broke again. Because you're Greek, you have to say it as spaghetti, but you have to...
No, that's Italian.
Yes, that's right. It broke again. It sucks. If you guys haven't seen the very first video I done on the MyCoolman fridge when I bought it about 12 months ago, I'll link up, put a link up here on the side here so you can see the first video first. Probably worth watching that one. It runs through all the details of the fridge and sizes, capacities, all this sort of stuff on it. Really cool to actually learn about the fridge itself. This one's the long-term review to see how it's been going over the last 12 months, how it performs, power consumption, how it's used, how user-friendly is it really. Do the bottle holders actually get used? We'll find out. So run through of the video is going to be the good, the bad, the truth about what the fridge is about. We're going to do a power consumption test, so it's currently on that at the moment, so it's sitting at 23 degrees for the compartments, and we're going to cool it down from there all the way down to 2 degrees. Got the meter on there measuring all the power, the amperage, so see how much power it uses there, how much power it uses when it cycles. Give you all the info about whether you should actually buy one of these or not. So yeah, stick around, have a look. This is going to be good. But yeah, so I've just turned the fridge on now. So sitting at 23 degrees and 22 degrees for the two compartments. We've got it on turbo, and we're going to just see how long it takes to get this sucker down. So it's currently 2 minutes to 3 on a Saturday afternoon, if you really want to know that. See how long it goes, and obviously I've got the meter on there as well to see how much power consumption it takes at the same time. I've got a couple of things inside, nothing too drastic. This side's just got a couple of bottles and stuff. Well, this side's actually empty, so it's not ideal conditions to be cooling it down because, well, it kind of isn't. The theory is if you've got cold things in there, it'll cool down quicker. If you've got nothing in there, it's just cooling airspace, which can be a bit of a pain as well. So that's just the test that I'm doing. Sorry if it doesn't meet your standards, but that's what I'm doing for this one, alright? So, a couple of bottles on this side, which are warm, because they've been in there for a couple of days, so that's the 23 degrees as well. And this compartment is completely empty. So, we'll see if it goes down evenly, goes in separate, see how the warm things inside make a difference or not. And we'll see how long. But to start off with, we're actually going to talk about the good parts about the fridge. So, there's a few. I like it. Alright, so first off, I'm actually going to cut to some other footage that I filmed just before our Central trip. Dusty Road series coming out soon. Should be actually the next video released after this one, so stay tuned for Dusty Roads. But back to past Steve to tell us about some of the good parts about loading it and how freaking amazing it is in that aspect. And I wanted to show you basically how much crap my wife wanted to chuck in the fridge. So she wanted to try and take enough food for 2 weeks worth of food, pretty much. So all the meat, all the pastries, pretty much everything with the exception of maybe bread and bread rolls, stuff like that. She wanted to try and get all of that into the fridge from home and not have to buy stuff while we're away. So essentially this is 2 weeks worth of meat, so meat only. Right there, so raw ingredients, still got to cook it, still got to put sauces and everything else with it. That's just the raw meat right there. But that's not all of it. There's more over here, so let me bring it a bit closer. So we've also got like a whole pastry section to the entire thing. So got, what is it, eight pies. So these are all, I think it's a chili pie and cheese and something pie. Just little snack food and stuff. Pretty much all the stuff that's going to go on the travel buddy. We've got all this stuff as well from home. These are homemade pasties and stuff. Chicken filos, just extra stuff. Technically they're a dinner, not a snack, but it's still stuff to go in the oven rather than getting cooked at night. So I want to try and keep these separate to what the rest is going to be as well. So I'm just going to show you how it'll work and how much storage is in the MyCoolman. I'm going to get all this, including all the meat, in the small side only. Like, I'm not even going to use the big side for meat. That's going to be for drinks and butters and just other stuff. This is purely the small side only. I'm just going to load the small one only for now because it's down the bottom out of the way. Alright, so the small one for me is going to be all the pastry stuff. That's seriously quick though as well. Like, that's a handy little basket, so that way if I want to get to bakery food only, pick the top basket out and I've got all of my travel buddy food right there straight away ready to go. So pop that in the hole. Bakery food done. So you will notice we have frozen things in a certain way. So we've put all this in Ziploc bags and we've tried to lay it down flat in the freezer to try and get it as flat as possible, to try and get as much surface area in the freezer as we can possibly utilise. Alright, so that's the entire freezer loaded now. So that's 2 weeks worth of food for 2 people and it's still not even full. Like, that shuts and it's not even touching the top yet. That's, seriously, this is the small side of the freezer. The thing's freaking, like, granted it's a big fridge, it's a 97 litre fridge, but, wow, travelling with this fridge is freaking phenomenal. Check them out. You packing the fridge there for central, so you can fit a lot of stuff in this fridge, even just in the freezer compartment. Well, either side can be freezer, but I was using this one as a freezer compartment. There's a lot of room inside this fridge. The freezer side, the smaller side, I reckon is a hell of a lot more user friendly than the main side, which is sort of leading into my first bad point about the fridge. Granted, this is the 97 litre, so it's one of the biggest ones they make. I think they might do 110 litre as well. But the big side is a real pain in the ass to load. Like, it is annoying sometimes. Example, just because it's one giant basket, closing that again so I don't ruin my power consumption test. It's one giant basket, so you try and stack some stuff in there, everything just falls together. Like, you can't just stack stuff in there, everything falls over all the time. I think, I haven't told MyCoolman this yet, but hopefully they watch this and they take the feedback well and maybe send me one. I reckon if they sold or made a basket up that was divided off, or you could put a separate divider at any given point, so you can have compartments within the big compartment, so you can have bottles standing up on one side. You can't even script this shit. You can have bottles standing up on one side, it doesn't fall over. If you want to segregate like your milk and your butter and salad and stuff off to one side so they don't get squished, that'd be amazing. Mainly because it's only when you're running it as a fridge and a freezer, because if you're running both fridges, one side for your soft stuff so you don't crush it all, other side can be just drinks and just bigger items that doesn't really matter. But this basket, as handy as it is being big, it's too big for this particular, well, in this particular fridge, it's too damn big. I never thought I'd say that about a fridge basket, but I reckon that needs some refining to make it mint. I think Engel actually do a fridge basket things that go inside, but they sort of sit inside and it takes up a bit of extra room. Personally, I think if they made something that clipped on the bottom, clipped on the top, same sort of wire construction, that'd be ideal. Maybe one to go that way, and then you could buy one or two, whether you want to clip them on as divided into 3 or 1. Just an idea. Maybe if you guys got a solution for me that I can do with this basket, chuck it in the comments for me and let me know, because I'm keen as mud to change something over this, because this one annoys the absolute bejeebus out of me. Alright, other negative I found about the fridge, but this one's down to a personal purchase. Because I bought this particular size, it's a big footprint of a fridge. Like, this thing is huge. We're talking nearly, like, with the fridge slide included, so the MSA drop down fridge slide, I'm counting as a package, even though MyCoolman don't sell them, but I'm counting as a package. It's nearly 1.30 m long, so it's a long damn setup, and nearly 700mm wide to go in the back of a wagon. Probably not the ideal fridge to put in the back of a wagon like this, even the 200 with a whole heap of room. Definitely wouldn't be putting it in a 62 because you have nothing left. back of a ute setup, like a big 79 tray, big extended 200 with a big tray on the back where you can sort of mount it across the back, up against the back of the cab, and you've got tons of room there. For long-term travel, definitely the way to go. I got this one because the wife just likes to pack, you know, the whole house to go camping, so I needed a big fridge. That's why I'm stuck with it. No, I actually like it. It's good. I like it. The other thing I noticed when we were away on the central trip, and actually on the other trip, so we've done a big central trip, and I've just done a 2-week trip in Tassie as well. Both of them were hot. The central trip was sitting around about 40 odd degrees for most days. Luckily we were driving for most of the day, so the aircon was sitting in the car. Fridge was staying pretty cool, and it didn't struggle at all to keep things cold, even in 40 odd degree temperatures there. Where it did struggle is when the car was stopped and it had a bit of sun on the car. Not even direct sun, but just like coming through the windows. Just when the car was closed up, we've done a walk somewhere. Car was locked up. It would have been about 60, 70 degrees inside the car, granted. The freezer was really struggling to stay cold. Having said that, Dave from 4x4 Brothers had his National Lunar fridge, so that's a $3,500 fridge almost, so it's a bloody expensive, well, it's around 2.5. Whatever National Lunars are worth, but the 65 litre, 70 litre National Lunar fridge freezer, he had his freezer set to, I think it was -16, -17. We came back to the car and it was sitting around about -10, -11, I think he told me. And this one I had it set about -15, -15 to 16, and it was sitting about -7 by the time we got back to the car. So it did rise a fair bit. Granted, the fridge was hot to touch. Like you touch it and that's hot. So I reckon for that amount of heat that was onto the fridge, it's actually not bad for the freezer to still be frozen. Everything inside was still frozen. It was just temperature was definitely going up, and we had to shade the car a bit better and open up all the doors and get some wind in there and try and cool it down the best we could. Obviously there's plenty of room around these vents here for everything to be getting pushed around, so it wasn't a vent issue there. It was just the fact that it was that bloody hot. But the fridge held up really well. So it's kind of a good and a bad for that one. It's bad that it heated up, but good that it only heated up that much. So I was pretty impressed with that actually. One thing I have noticed with the power consumption of the MyCoolman, running it as fridge, amazing. Like this thing's using maybe 3.5 amps an hour. Like it's economical on your average 25-30 degree day. So it's not a very hot day. It's really economical as a fridge. As soon as you put it under one as a freezer though, so you're trying to run one down at say -12, -15 as a freezer, more, -18, -20, whatever, it really works to keep it cold. It keeps it cold fantastic. It gets down in temperature and it holds it there and it's mint. But it cycles so many times that it still gets to the cycling, but it's on for more than it's off, that's for sure. I'm not sure whether that's an insulation thing or just the fact that it's trying to keep. I actually don't know why, to be honest with it. I'm just telling you what's happening. So, radio, the real bad part. And you guys have, I've probably got, I don't know, maybe 100 messages over the last couple of months asking for a fridge review and a follow-up video for this fridge and to see what was happening. Anyone who's messaged me, I've always sort of replied to and said it's coming, and I've sort of explained any dramas that I've arisen at the time. And to be blunt, nothing really went wrong until after Central. Like the fridge is flawless. It was flawless on Central. It was amazing. Can't complain about it. Good power consumption, good size, good capacities. Love the fridge. Amazing. Where it went wrong, words. We just went away to the high country about a week or so after I got back, and I noticed the fridge was chiming. So when you turn it on and off, it chimes at you. So that chime. It was doing that as I was driving along. It was vibrating in the back and you'd hear it chime, and it was doing funny things, and it was just been a right pain in the ass. I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe a loose connection. Checked all that. Nope, they're all good. Don't know what's going on. Alright, well, so I got home, messaged MyCoolman just on Facebook. How you going, guys? Got one of your fridges, having a drama with it. Where do I take it to get it looked at? That's it, that's all I said. I was just chasing a service centre, pretty much, so I could take it there, because I thought maybe the vibrations had made something come loose inside the fridge. That was my assumption anyway. Anyway, got a message back the next day. Hey, can we have your number? Yep, they called me and they said, oh, what's wrong with the fridge? I sent them a video of it, and it was pretty much, I'll see if I can find it, I'll put it up here, but pretty much I could hit the fridge and it would turn on and off. It was frustratingly annoying of why and what was going wrong with the fridge. I could not figure it out for the life of me. Their response was amazing, and I don't know whether they've done that because I'm a YouTube sensation. Not really, I'm just some wanker with a camera. I don't know whether they've done it because of their YouTube channel or just they do this for every single customer. But they said, look, you're having a drama with the fridge. We don't want you to be without it for too long. We're just going to bring you out a whole new fridge, swap it over. We'll take the other one back for testing because we want to know what's wrong with it. Wow, that's amazing customer service. They even came out to my factory in Bayswater, bought the new one, helped me put it in the back of the 200. I cannot complain with the customer service at all. Amazing response time, amazing everything about that. Flawless, pretty much. Where it falls apart for me is the response I got later. I'm not calling them liars, I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just a skeptic when it comes to companies not even saying they're not being open with me, but I'm just a skeptic about companies in general, pretty much. Obviously they've got a reputation, they have to try and keep it. And so I got onto them a couple months after the fridge had been replaced, saying, hey, just following up, I'm going to be making a video about the fridge. Everyone's asking for it. Can you guys let me know what was wrong with my old fridge so I can let you guys know what was going on? I was hoping they were just going to, oh yeah, we found a loose capacitor wire, something in there, it's all good, no dramas at all, sorry about that. It was just whether it be a bad design, whether it just be a faulty product, whether it was just abuse from 3,000 K of corrugated roads, who knows? That's what I was hoping for, but the response I got was, nothing's wrong with it. I don't know. My drama here is I don't know whether the fridge just needed some time to be turned off, like literally unplug it for a couple of hours and it was good, because I didn't try that, and then plug back in and everything's happy days again, or whether something was actually wrong with it and they don't want to let me know, which I didn't get that feel when I was talking to them. I didn't get the feel of they're trying to be deceptive, but my inner skepticism, I always have to think the worst sometimes of those sort of things. I don't want to. I love the product. I think it's fantastic. It's awesome, but there was no answer. So I can't give you guys an answer about what went wrong. So I'm just telling you the story as it happened. And I said this to the lady at the time. I said, oh, if you haven't got an answer for me, I'm gonna have to tell you guys that they didn't give me an answer. And she said, well, that's the answer. We don't have an answer. I'm like, okay, fair enough. I think you're being honest with me, so great. And I'll just have to explain it the way it happened. So yeah, anyway, so I ended up with another fridge. So this is the third fridge now for there, because obviously the first one was faulty, second one broke after Central, and this is the third one. So yeah, I'm still happy with the fridge. If someone asked me, should I buy a MyCoolman fridge? Absolutely. Not only for the fact that I think they're a great fridge, the customer service seems to be absolutely mint, and they're good value for money. I reckon they're good. It's just my opinion, if you can agree with me or not, pretty much. Alright, so it's been an hour now, so it is, so it's 4:15 now, so it's an hour and 10 minutes or whatever it was, hour and 15 minutes. Both sitting at 2 degrees, so we're down the temperature. I have had it on and off not on and off, open a couple of times in between while I was filming some other stuff. I did turn it off. It was off for about 6 minutes or so, because when I turned it off to show you the chime, yeah, I turned it off and it takes a couple minutes to turn back on. that's my bad. Oh, anyway, so it's down the temperature, both of them at 2 degrees. Hook the car. Look at my ugly mug. Alright, I'll let you guys decide. Let's boost that up a bit for you. All the information you need right there. 6.5 amps in that hour, pretty much. So to get a 97 litre fridge, whoa, look at how bright that is. A 97 litre fridge down to temperature from about, I think it was 23 degrees. It's about 30 degrees today, so it's pretty warm. Down to 2 degrees in just over an hour, use 6.5 amps. And it's down to temperature, and so it's currently off. It's not running at the moment. It's on, but it's just cycling. good. So open it up. It's cold. They're already coldish, not cold, but they're cold. The seals on the fridge are bloody awesome too. But so there you go, 6.5 amps to cool the damn thing down. Can't argue with that. All right, next day already, and it is 2:58. So there you go. I'm 4 minutes early from when I started it. Still on 2 degrees, so it's already down temperature. Currently not running inside. That's cold as. So that's nice. All right, power. How much power have you used in the 24-hour period, including starting it from, I think it was 28 degrees or 26 degrees, all the way down to 2 and holding it there overnight? It's been about 35 degrees the last 24 hours. I think at the moment it's about 30 degrees and there's a storm rolling in as well. It's pretty cool. Right, what do we got here? So, there you go, 39.6. So, the highest used was 6.87 amps, that's the highest draw. 89.8, 39.62 amp hours. So since that first started, it's used 39.68 amp hours. So let's work that out. So 39.68, that was it, divided by 24, 1.65 amp hours per hour. So 1.65 amp hours per hour. Haven't actually done any research to see what other fridges will be using, but that's running as a fridge on 2 degrees, down in temperature, it's a warm day, so it's working pretty good. I will say, I haven't done the test on it, but I'm going to, and I'll probably just put it up on my Instagram and Facebook, so if you don't follow me on there, maybe give us a like on that one as well. I'll do another test, I'll put this down to -15, I'll restart it all, and I'll see what it does over a 24-hour period, holding one as a freezer and one as a fridge, and see how much extra power it uses, going down to -15 as a freezer, because I reckon it's going to chew through a fair bit more actually. Haven't opened the fridge in the period either, so that's obviously a factor. The more you open and close it, the more it's going to be, more power it's going to chew. Personally, I think 1.65 amp hours an hour is good. That gives me around about 5-6 days on my 200 amp hour lithium. I'm happy with that. Alright guys, so thanks heaps for watching there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Watch a couple of other videos while you're at it. Hopefully you like the channel. Lots more of this stuff coming. See you in the next one.